Hazbin Hotel Season 2 is officially wrapped, and we have a gargantuan soundtrack to rank on a tier list of C to S, because Hazbin's quality never dips into D or below. I won't be showing any visuals from the show, as I don't want to get copyright struck, but most of the songs are out on Prime Video in case you want to listen and follow along. I'm Billy S, and this is my Hazbin Hotel Season 2 song tier list. Enjoy! First up, we have the C tier, which goes to the 3 songs on the soundtrack that for one reason or another just didn't leave as much of an impact. They're still bangers, but they wouldn't be a first choice for me. And we begin with Speedrun to Redemption. Charlie's manic attempt to redeem Angel in the span of a few minutes was brought to life with Erica Henningsen's overly chipper tones that delve into anxiety and panic as it continues. If you're a Charlie fan, this song was rough because it shows her character flaws on full display. Her lack of info on how Penchus got redeemed means she can't actually teach the hotel's sinners how to redeem themselves, instead focusing on surface level methods that don't fit Angel at all. Everyone can see the writing on the wall, and while the delightful spiraling of our main character is interesting to listen to, it just makes for a song that doesn't quite capture my attention as it zooms from one moment to the next. My favourite lyrics come from Charlie when she sings, "Come on Angel, you're far from shameful, just misunderstood. You can be good for good." And yes, I will be singing all of the lyrics so that I don't get copyright struck. The way Angel looks at Charlie in that moment, he feels seen for that brief second, like he actually does deserve redemption. It's a character flaw of his that he cannot see himself worthy of being redeemed, which will keep him chained in hell for however many seasons he continues with that mindset. And with the ending of Season 2, I'm looking forward to seeing Angel's development now that he's away from Charlie's tactics, and the crux of his development is put back into his own hands. Next up, we have Like You, a song designed to uplift Penchus with his brand new life in heaven, but only succeeds in hitting both our favourite snake and the viewer with a culture shock to end all culture shocks. Shobin Orion's vocals as Emily lead the song, with Patrick Stump and Darren Criss as Abel and St. Peter following her lead. It's far more catchy than its sister song from Season 1, Welcome to Heaven, showcasing a wider foray into the realm's uplifting atmosphere. It definitely comes across as saccharine and sweet. There are no rough edges. It's like what a paradise would be for kids. And constant Christmas rom-coms at the cinema might just be my 13th reason to go back to hell. The visuals are turned up to 11, but that's exactly what Like You needs, and yet that's also why I think it lands down in C tier. It's a song where I'm more interested in the animation than I am in the actual music itself, whereas a lot of the songs I've ranked higher, I know I can listen to without needing that visual accompaniment. Seeing Penchus stealing parts during the opening scenes, like a beach chair or a random light fixture, is hilarious until it leads into his solo midway through. Alex Brightman nails every Penchus song this season, and this is no exception. He's quantizing the frequency, updrafting the peak speed, so he can see them today, and I'm here for it. It all leads to that final sequence where the loneliness truly hits him, coupled with the visual of him pulling out the gun that had my partner screaming next to me as we watched. I love a bit of well-done dark humor, and this song really provided that. We also get a sighting of Angel's sister Molly, who was briefly seen in a Season 1 cameo in Welcome to Heaven, I really can't wait to see her potentially in Season 3, followed by every YouTube content farm posting shorts saying, "Did you miss Angel Dust's sister in Hazbin Hotel Season 1 and Season 2? The last song in C tier is Bad With Us, which focuses on Vox's courting of the various overlords of hell after his public capture of Alistair. Alex Newell brings her buttery smooth singing voice to ZZ, while Andrew Durand and Patrick Stump bring a bit of twang to Prick and Hatchet. But as with every song he's in, Christian Ball steals the show as Vox. Here his character gets to show how good he is at manipulation, changing his personality to suit each of the overlords he's trying to impress. From the techno flair he has with ZZ, the country twang he has with Brick and Hatchet, and the composed strength with Maestro. It's an absolute blast seeing him in all these roles. Then cutting to Zestial where he doesn't know what the fuck to say is perfect. Mi querida Carmilla, with Val facepalming in the background is peak. I will hear nothing else, and then have that followed up with the cha-cha-cha, and the other two Vs are like, no, stop it! It's brilliant. I have to imagine it's not the first time he's broken that character out, or the first time they've had to deal with it. However, this song lands in C tier because it just ends too quickly. Don't you wanna be bad with us? Come and make angels mad with us. Is such a catchy chorus that just doesn't get enough use. I wanted another verse or two. I'm just a greedy musical theatre fan. But I think my favourite part has to be Vox's opening moment. So I've had a stroke of luck, it's true, but I'm not one to rest on my laurels. What better time to reinforce our crew? Grab an olive branch, go knock on some Dorals. Dorals is fucking peak. I'm not even kidding, Dorals almost got this song into B tier. Moving up to the next tier, we have reached B, and we only have 2 songs to get through. If you're doing the math, then yes, that means I have 15 songs split throughout A and S tier, because Season 2's soundtrack is a banger, man. And first up, we have Vox Day, which was described by a YouTube commenter as the equivalent of rolling a natural 20 in Intimidation, and yeah, that's about right. Christian Ball brings out a real performance with his vocals, as Vox steals Lucifer's melody from Vox Populi, and then steals the winged imagery of Sarah for his form change midway through the song. He effectively riles up hell and declares holy war against the angels, with everything in the episode having gone exactly according to plan. And it's amazing to witness. It's intense. The animation goes insanely hard, and it pushes away any doubts that Vox wasn't a worthy villain for the season. For me, he works far better than Adam because of his layered personality and how he gains his power. He needs the affirmation of the people to boost his abilities, and the constant battle between his innate desire to always want more versus the life he's built himself around with Val and Velvet is so fascinating to me. But here we see the exact person Vox was in life. Having climbed the ladder, he's emboldened enough to push the angels down. And those last lines, so cower and hide, find a rope you can swing from, go say your goodbyes to your lives, to your kingdom, go so fucking hard as a result. The animated panning shot around Vox where he hangs from the ropes is one of the most gorgeously animated moments of the season. It took them over a month, and it paid off in spades. Vox Day merely falls into the trap though that as a solo song, while intimidating, is over so quickly. As a companion piece to Vox Populi though, it works wonders, and I think you should always listen to them back to back if you have the option. Had it been combined on the soundtrack, I think that could have bumped it up to A tier for me. Lastly for the B tier, we have Hazbin Guarantee, Trust Us. The opening song of the season, an ensemble piece where the first half focuses on Charlie in the hotel, while the second half reintroduces us to the V's and their own brand of wickedness. The portion at the hotel is cute, serving as a great way to remind us of all these characters. Nifty cleans the floors covered in junk, Husk deals with the alcohol, and no, he can't make a fucking Mai Tai. Love that the guy he rejects was the same one crawling up on Angel in an earlier scene in the song, I saw that. But Charlie's brief moment of panic about Sir Pentious is the best part. And as said, I can't play the audio, but I'm gonna reenact it like the true musical theatre kid I am. 'Cause redemption is possible, I really, really hope. 'Cause if it isn't, then my whole life's been a fucking joke, and my friend died for no reason, and I'm never gonna cope from watching him get fucking murdered right in front of me last month. There's a bar! It's a nice hint towards Charlie's future panicked antics, and shows that she's not in the best headspace. But I do like that when Vaggie appears to sing with her, that she sheds that panic. That being said, I don't think it's a hot take to say that Trust Us is the better part of this song, and it's not for Vox for once. Lily Cooper steals the show as Velvet, and her harmonies with Joel Perez, Valentino's singer, are fucking gorgeous. No matter the song, they are always paired up and it's beautiful every time. The way she delivers "Come on down to V Tower" has been trapped in my head as a vocal stim for weeks, and a little solo of "Except now they're sick of you cause they've seen way too much, but we'll still get the clicks from souls who hate you." It just hits so well. And that's not selling Vox and Val short. I think they're both flawless, with Vox leading the song and Val getting a ton of sassy lines and harmonies that show exactly who he is. The first chorus with Velvet and Val harmonizing before the Trust Us hits as iconic for a reason and is most people's favorite part of the track. And then the song ends with Vox pulling back the focus and letting his mask slip for the first time with the "Trust me, just me, trust us." No, I meant to say us. It serves as a nice segue into his villainy this season. This really is a song of setup, which is what keeps it out of the A tier, as it retreads a lot of old ground, and one half is just better than the other, but comparing this to A Happy Day in Hell from Season 1, oh my god, I know which one I'd rather listen to. Now we move into the A tier. These next 6 songs are bloody fantastic. I would listen to them in a heartbeat. They tackle their themes expertly, have catchy melodies, or provide great insight into the characters singing. All that's stopping them from reaching S tier is that I have so many songs in S tier and I just can't fit any more in. First up, we have Vox Populi, which features the vocals of Jeremy Jordan as Lucifer and Christian Ball as Vox. This is a divisive song in the fanbase, as the common consensus seems to be that people really wanted a full Lucifer song because his vocals are insane, the lyrics are really fun, and the melody is extremely catchy. While a lot of people were a little fatigued by Vox, since when he takes over the song, the genre shifts into something a little more showman-y, a little more musical. But I like both parts equally. Lucifer's chorus is fantastic, and the way that Vox hijacks the melody for Vox Day later in the episode is priceless. But Lucifer's best line that goes so hard is, "I'm nearly a god, who are you? Just a dead man." It really shows the gulf between Lucifer and the sinners, his pride keeping him on this pedestal, and yet it's also true. Vox is just a dead man. But the episode shows how even a dead man can go toe-to-toe with the King of Hell and the Angels of Heaven. Vox's part is very catchy. It's the type of song that gets stuck in your head the more you listen to it, and because the chorus plays 3 times across the performance, by the time it ends, you'll also be going, "Vox Populi, the people's voice." It shows him at work as the spin doctor he is, taking every opportunity and demolishing Lucifer in an instant. I do think his little "manifest destiny, long as you invest in me, the rest will all fall into place" with his tap dance is my favorite lyric because it's just so different to the rest of the song. And I love that for the animation, the show sets up this Where's Wally situation with Valentino pointing out that one of the dancers was an 8 for diversity, and lo and behold, Vox ends up pushing the 8 into a Family Guy death pose midway through the song. I think if I could, I'd cut the spoken dialogue between Lucifer and Vox when listening to the song casually, similar to how they did it in the Broadway special, but that banter between them works so well within the episode that I really respect it. Now, if we could get a full Lucifer song next season with nobody else hopping in to hijack it, that would be iconic. Next up, we have Don't You Forget, a song all about Rosie and Alistair's relationship as master and pet. Leslie Rodriguez-Kritzer gets to show off her vocal range with this campy old-timey show tune, and combined with the visuals of Alistair being completely humbled, it created a real stir. What I love is that Rosie isn't afraid to touch Alistair, to lead him around, to boop him on the nose, call him a dear, call him a pet. You think they have this best buddy relationship in Season 1, only to have it revealed that she finds him beneath her in Season 2. And yet there's still a sense of pride that she has for him. You can see this in the visuals where, yes, she's running him around her little set, but she lets him get out of the golden cage. She never resorts to violence like the way Alistair does with Husk. In fact, this song seems to be the torture he gets anytime he's too big for his boots, seeing as he knows all of the words. Getting to see Alistair with great vocals by Amir Talai on the back foot is everything I've wanted. With how big he's been built up as this threat, having the reveal that everything he's worked for he got from a deal he made while he was alive is such a fun subversion of his character. You end up rooting for him to break his way out of the deal, which he does later in the season with aplomb. I think my favourite lyrics are from the final chorus from Rosie though. Don't you forget, the coop can't be flown. The moves you make are mine and mine alone. There's just something about Rosie's voice in those moments that works so well. She has such control over her range, and I am desperate for more Rosie in season 3. Given it feels like she has some sort of connection to Charlie's family, given she wants Charlie in the hotel to succeed, and she also has a statue of Lucifer and Lilith in her town square, I can only assume that we are going to be seeing more of her. Next up, we have When I Think About the Future, which is performed by practically the entire cast, as they tried to fit in about 50 different reprises. This feels like the one day more of Hazbin Hotel, and that already gives it bonus points for me. The hotel sequence is fun. We finally get to really include Baxter in a song, with Kevin De La Aguila working it with the couple of lyrics he gets. Charlie and Vaggy's little moment at the start is so sweet, and Vaggy calling back to Easy is adorable. Do I wish Husk had gotten a solo line instead of being relegated to harmonizing with other singers? Sure, but I'm a rabid Husk fan, so of course I would complain about that. Cutting to Vox's When We Get Up There reprise is a great next step, especially as now it's When I Get Up There, as he's fully succumbed to abandoning the V's for his power. He's not even hiding it anymore, and his little argument with Alistair really cements that. I love when these two battle it out in dialogue or in song. Their dynamic is just so fucking fascinating because they're so similar, yet so different at the same time, and Alistair has him wrapped around his finger. Valentino's telenovela verse made me laugh. Unlike a lot of the fanbase, I take Val at face value. He's a character on a TV show, of course I hate him like everyone else, but when Joel Perez is absolutely killing every single line delivery, I find myself wanting to see him more, especially when he does genuinely care about Velvet and Vox. And side note, is the melody in this part similar to When I See Him from Hell of a Boss? Because Val is kind of in his Stolas era in this one. And Velvet once again owns her part. Once we rule all creation, he'll pay for this little stunt, and maybe then he'll chill again and realize Dewey missed. It's just such a fun series of lines. It shows exactly who the V's are to each other and helps to give them depth. They are detestable, but I love villains that care for each other. Lucifer's part is the weakest bit of the song, it's just so quick, but I like that he's only thinking about Charlie, he really does love his daughter. Then finally we get the Gravity reprise, and Patrick Stump is actually allowed to sing lines! Real lines! His voice harmonizes so well with Lute, with the pair really owning that rock energy that Adam had in season 1, and the lyrics are very funny. Abel is so pathetic here, but having him actually sing along to Gravity's main chorus itself is such a badass moment. However, my favourite part of the song comes from Sarah at the end. Bettina Miller is a fucking treasure. I didn't care much for Sarah in season 1 since she barely appears, but had one of the most intense lyrics with the "do what was required" in You Didn't Know. And now she's easily one of the most fleshed out characters in the show thanks to the guilt destroying her in season 2. This last sequence comes after she's already vowed to give sinners a chance, but shows the fears she still has bubbling under the surface. I could list all of her lyrics here as my favorites, but I have to go with "And I try to still my heartbeat for the breaking of the dawn, and pray the coming day's not our last one." Because the choir backing her in this moment makes her voice sound so much more angelic. It might be some of the cleanest notes hit in the entire show. Just perfection. I don't see where Sarah's character is going to go from here, as it feels like she's kind of overcome her personal arc, but keep finding excuses to let her sing. Good God, I need to hear her more. Time for my first really controversial pick, as I know this is a top 5 S tier song for a lot of people. But next up, I'm sorry, we have Easy, which I affectionately refer to as the song you sing when your partner is having thoughts after 9 PM. Because if there's one thing we can all learn, it's not to make life decisions late at night. This is definitely Stephanie Beatrice's best performance as Vaggie in the series, and the way her voice harmonizes with Erica Henningsen's is just perfection. Do I still think Stephanie struggles a bit to bring the character to her vocals? A little bit, but at the same time, I've met people in real life whose singing voices just sound completely different to their speaking voices, so I think it's fine. The pop musical vibe with a little bit of exotic flair to it really hammers home what's actually happening in this scene, and definitely makes the song stick in the mind. It's an A tier for a reason. My favourite line is after Charlie's little mid-song meltdown, where Vaggie goes, "Shut up, you know that I love you, but you're forgetting who we are. In a pit that doesn't let sun through, somehow we manage to see stars." And I just think that's so beautiful. I'm a sucker for a good love story, and it really makes the romance between the pair feel more real, more raw. I also love the animation in the latter half, where the bedsheets become dresses as they literally perform the devil's tango, a euphemism for what's really going on. It's well choreographed, expertly animated, and will fuel the sapphic lesbian community for years to come. Definitely one of the best choruses on the soundtrack. I will be humming this, and it was so close to getting into S tier, I'm not even joking. Plus, it gave Vaggie with them Shakira hips, which has been redrawn at least 1,000 times by artists since the episode dropped. Now here's a song I wasn't expecting to hit as much as it did. Live to Live, performed by Alex Brightman as Sir Pentious and Patina Miller as Sarah. Again, these two hit it out of the park with all of their songs this season, and seeing this unlikely duo come together to show Sarah the correct path was such a delight. I love that Pentious's first third is all about his own self-reflection and introspection, as his sin of inaction was due to his own fear. And the chorus reflects that with the lyrics, "Just so you can live to see a ray of sunshine through the haze of the morning ether. Live to fail 1,000,000 times until you finally yell, Eureka!" He has come so far, and Sarah only continues this with her segment focusing on Pentious and how he was able to atone. She's still confused, even now, as the lyrics he sang don't match up with the actions that got him to heaven. And then it hits. It starts with sorry. I'm not joking, every time I hear that line, I feel like bursting into tears. I really shortchanged that song in season 1, I definitely ranked it lower than I should have, and the payoff being a full Pentious reprise where he takes on the role Charlie had in the first season is, and I hate to say this, it's peak cinema. Even down to the same pose, the blinking in time with the music. Mistakes are innate to being human and alive. We fall, we repent, we survive. The fact that a snake is the first redeemed sinner, and the fact that a snake is who ultimately helps Sarah to understand her feelings, is an irony not lost on me. And their last moment flying together with Sarah's voice and Pentious's harmonizing, you can really see that Charlie had an effect on him. She may not be perfect, and she may not know how to target each sinner's individual sin yet, but she's still got him on the right path, and those lessons he's still teaching in heaven to this day. You think midway through the season that he doesn't fit in heaven, that he's still an outcast, but this song proves that Pentious is now where he truly belongs, and because his view is more nuanced, having experienced both heaven and hell, he can provide such a unique outlook to help change the afterlife for the better. I really hope we get to see more of these two in season 3 as besties. And lastly for the A tier, I hate that I'm leaving this song out of S, but I already have 9 songs in the S tier, I just can't fit a 10th. It's Don't You Forget the Reprise, where Vox and Alistair go toe-to-toe against each other, with Amir and Christian bringing their beef to life. This is the sequel to Stayed Gone from season 1, while also acting as a very blatant foreshadowing for Vox's trajectory across the rest of the season. Come back to this song. Alistair predicted everything. Even Vox's first lyrics, "You think your little mockery is gonna make me cry," and then you cut to the finale, and right before Vox is about to blast everything to Kingdom Come, what is he doing? He doesn't even realize it himself. He is crying over Alistair. But it was nice to let him live in that delusion for this one song, because Confident Vox is so much fun to listen to. He really believes he's beaten Alistair, and that's why reprising Rosie's Don't You Forget is so impactful here. He's trying to assert that dominance, but unlike Rosie's version, Alistair is backchatting, he's not respecting Vox at all. It doesn't feel like Vox is winning here, but that they're still equals. The dynamic doesn't reflect what Vox wants, and I love that. And then Alistair predicting the future. "You're so obsessed with me, I knew you'd need me here to be your unwilling audience when you lose your marbles in Act 3. I love that he looks directly at us, the viewers here, and it perfectly spells out Vox's endpoint. I also love Vox's throwaway lyric where he says, "And I'll keep your smug ass alive," because it directly contradicts how Vox lived his actual life, as we discovered in Brighter. He had no problem killing anyone and everyone to get where he got, but Alistair, he still wants him alive, wants him to acknowledge Vox's achievements. He is endlessly searching for that approval that he is never going to get from Alistair. The last chorus, where Alistair fully starts fighting back with his words with that growl of, "You ain't won yet," and Vox is just like, "Oh, I'm scared," in that silly voice, it's chef's kiss. And then taking the very last verse to go back to "When we get up there and stayed gone," come on, they knew what they were doing. This is what happens when you put two people in the same room who love having the last word. They're both insufferable to a third party, but by God do they have the most insane chemistry together. Not happy chemistry, but this toxic situationship they've got going on can't just end in season 2. I firmly believe that as Alistair cements his place in a more villainous role in future seasons, that they can bring Vox onto the side of the hotel in retaliation, and I'm looking forward to seeing that in a few years. And finally, we reach S tier. I have 9 songs to talk about, because of course I do. I've listened to all of the songs in this tier over and over, they are stuck in my head, I don't think they're leaving anytime soon, I have no regrets. Starting us off, we have Hear My Hope, an ensemble piece that features a majority of the cast as they come together to try and contain Vox's angelic weapon before it can nuke the city. Now, say what you will about the power of friendship saving the day, but remember that our main character is Charlie. She may be less naive than when she started out, but she's still a Disney princess, and she will bring people together in song, camp counselor style. What I love though is that it's actually Emily who starts the sequence off. An angel taking the first step to try and save the residents of Hell is a powerful message. Charlie joins in as the natural second lead, but what shocked me was that Husk and Nifty were the next two to step up. One, because it confirms that Nifty was an overlord with what seems like a power related to film reels. And 2, because it shows the growth that Husk and Nifty have gone through since the start of the show. Husk had no care for the hotel or its people, while Nifty's single-mindedness meant you never knew her motivations. But with Husk wanting to protect the people he cares about, especially Angel and Cherry, while Nifty wants to protect Baxter and believe in Charlie's dream, it's such a sweet moment. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Patrick Stump's solo as Abel. Fall Out Boy fans knew his talent right away, but when Abel hits us with the "let me stop you right there," and then later the "bitch you better fall back," while Alex Brightman's voice echoes in the background, it felt like a real passing of the torch moment. Does it suck that Loot didn't do more this season? Sure, but we know that Loot's pot will eventually boil over, and I am fine waiting another season or 2 for that to happen. The best part of the song though, just like with The Show Must Go On in Season 1, is Alistair's verse. Him and Rosie duetting is filled with tension, and the visuals on the line, "they'll all die unless you do," with the green fire burning away the silhouettes of the main cast, it's peak, no complaints. I'm just glad that Alistair and Rosie aren't immediately at each other's throats and still have some level of respect between them. It'd be criminal of me not to mention the final animated panning shot of all the overlords, Val and Velv included, right at the crux of the song as well. I bet that took a long time to animate and it came out gorgeously. I'm just a sucker for songs where everyone comes together, and even getting all the overlords in on the fun as well, it shows that Charlie's dream can be a reality if the most powerful souls in hell are willing to work together. Because doing it once means they can eventually do it again. With a catchy chorus that inspires, and visuals I can't help but adore, it earns its S tier spot. Next up, we have Clean It Up, our first ever solo Nifty song featuring a 200 BPM and vocals by Kimiko Glenn. This is the shortest song on the soundtrack, only lasting a minute, but due to the sheer speed of the vocals and the pace, it manages to overcome that short runtime. The first half is perfectly unhinged Nifty, as she unintentionally roasts the hotel the house down boots, because her love of the place being so disgusting to clean just can't translate on TV. I think we can all agree that the best moment of the first half is when she sings, "And now they treat me like their queen because I'm covered in rat blood," immediately cutting to the upbeat "Magical Land, Hotel of My Dreams." If people didn't realize that Nifty's ethnicity was Japanese before, I think this song gives it away in spades. And while I'm not going to attempt to sing any of the lyrics from the second half, I love that the moment Nifty's speaking in her native language, she ends up saying the most beautiful things about the hotel and Charlie's dream. The visual change where everything and everyone gets animified is perfection. I will kill for Kawaii Husk. And the little moments of English like trash and asshole give the second half a sense of comedy while also fueling the plot of the episode. I'm always going to respect a song that goes at such a breakneck pace because I know how hard it is to actually sing while hitting every note. But Kimiko Glenn nails it with a perfect performance that feels so uniquely Nifty. My hope for Season 3 or Season 4 is that we get a Nifty Baxter duet next. I'd love to see Nifty's singing voice but in a song that's a bit more grounded next time, so we can get a bit more depth. Maybe a song revisiting her backstory as a potential overlord. Moving on, we have Once We Get Up There, with vocal performances by our 3 Vs, Christian Ball, Joel Perez, and Lily Cooper. Now, I love a good villain song. They're often some of the best in any given musical because it's always so delightfully devilish to see villains letting us in on their plans. And the Vs are just so charismatic that you can't help but bop to their tunes even if you know their plan is going to fail. Like hearing Vox sing the lyrics, "We're the biggest fish in hell, how about we upgrade the bowl?" while the viewers are fully aware that they are in fact not the biggest fish in hell is already a dead giveaway. And yet the charisma on display and the playfulness of the vocals, it sucks you in. For some reason though, it's the lyrics from Velvet and Val midway through the song where they sing, "That dumb princess showed us the way to make those haloed cabrones pay," that has been stuck in my head for weeks. Is it because I love when Val inserts a bit of Spanish into his dialect? Possibly. Is it because I love the visual imagery of them hopping up the platforms towards the camera? Most definitely. We get more harmonies between the Vs in this song again. Joel and Lily's voices match so perfectly with each other, it's no wonder they're always paired up on the soundtrack. And again, Velvet and Val's last lines are so good. "It'll be so nice in paradise," and "with a splash of vice, they'll pay the price," just hit a spot in my brain that's like, yes, very good notes. And the last visual of them atop the platforms, rising above V Tower, is so much fun and feels like a callback to Be Prepared from The Lion King, which is considered one of the best villain songs of all time. And Vox getting into the harmonies for the last line just to complete the trio, yes please, I love it. There are some other subtle details I like, such as how Vox's piano at the start is actually playing itself, or the way they use such fluid movements throughout the song to really make the visuals pop. It's a great time. And while I hope future seasons give the Vs a little bit of a break, that they get another trio duet somewhere down the line. Just missing out on my top 5, we have Piss, a love song. performed by Alex Brightman and Christina Alabado. This is easily Pentious' best song of the season. Alex's vocal performance is insane with how he can hit all the right notes while still doing the snake voice, and he keeps it up the entire performance. They have a lot of fun with his visuals, such as him seductively sliding a hand down the bridge column while it squeaks, or the way he hangs off the structure with his tail. But it's the lyrics that really sell this song, with the lines, "They say time heals all wounds, but the wounds are what I miss," going so much harder than they had any right to. However, while Pentious is fantastic, I was more excited to hear Christina as Cherry Bomb in her first proper non-ensemble song, and she blew me away, pun not intended. There is something so fun and raw about her performance, and it took me right back to the 2000s. Something about the way this bad girl is yearning for Pentious with that hard edge to her voice, contrasted with her getting to show a little more of her girly side, is really sweet to see. The best comparison I saw is that she's like Hell's Avril Lavigne, and everything makes so much sense through that lens. The way they use the visuals throughout the song to separate the pair with such hard lines is really well thought out, and how they subvert it with the transition of Cherry swinging on the pole. But it's that intermission midway through where they flash back to their original dynamic that, at least for me, steals the show. Just the entire back and forth on the ship, followed by that stunning shot of Pentious appearing through the gloom as he shouts, "I will destroy you at last," stays rent-free in my head. And yet the most beautiful part of the song is that final piss, where both of them use every vocal run they've ever discovered. Pentious is doing the Ariana Grande, and the pair of them harmonize so beautifully together that it really sells everything this song is trying to show. Despite being the B-plot for episode 3, Piss stole the show, and deservedly so. We're at my top 5 now, and we're starting with Gravity, performed by Jessica Vosk with backing vocals by Alex Brightman. Released early onto streaming platforms, we all got to experience Gravity long before the context became clear, and my god, did Lute get one hell of a banger here. It's clear that the show really likes Lute, as despite getting this song, she doesn't really get much else all season. But with a multi-season arc such as hers, I also think Gravity is a great setup for what'll come down the line in a few years. She is broken by the loss of her commander, the one man who listened to her, the man that she loved and never got to speak those words to. The use of his ghost haunting her through her hallucinations was a great touch, as it allows Adam to back her song with his vocal growls, while still giving Lute full control. Just the way he goes, "Yeah, yeah," at the start while bigging her up is already enough to get me pumped. But then we have Lute's "I still got a job to do, my mission's incomplete," while Lute smashes walls to the beat of the song is so pleasing to me. And the chorus of Gravity is one of the best in the series, with banger lines like, "And hard rain is gonna fall down like gravity, and the floods come and now you can bet on tragedy, like gravity." Anyone who thinks Lute is pacified at the end of Season 2 has no media literacy. This diva is on the warpath and Gravity was a warning. Mid-song, I love how Lute's vulnerability shows with "wishing you were there when they needed you, the only soul who's ever completed you," while looking up at the hallucination of Adam with the shard of glass right where Nifty stabbed him. She's singing about Charlie and Vaggie, but in reality she's singing about herself and Adam. And the visuals, as she climbs up the walls, shatters the glass, the perspective changes, it all creates a raw performance that is deservedly considered one of the best. And I can't get that last Gravity vocal out of my head where she screams it, succumbing to her rage. It's powerful, it's lasting, and it's proof that Lute is not going anywhere. Just missing out on my top 3, we have Brighter. This is Vox's origin story song, which revealed that while he technically was a cult leader, it wasn't in the way we expected. His cult of personality instead revolved around entertainment, as he slowly but surely broke his way through an entire TV network until he was the one in control. Visually, I love how you can see Vincent increase in age with his hair greying, a few extra wrinkles on the face by the end. It shows how all of these murders weren't just calculated, but took place over a vast period of time. Helps make it all a tad bit more believable too. There's also the way his little shirt pin upgrades from the start of the song, where it's just a goldfish, and then by the end it's a shark, showing how he climbed the food chain to become the apex predator of the network. And this was all hinted back in Season 1, where in Stayed Gone, we see Vox performing in various different roles. A news anchor, a TV bishop, a cooking star, a weatherman. It's all there. It was foreshadowing the entire time. Who knew that him being the main star of his TV station in hell would also be hinting to his backstory? But taking away the visuals, the song itself is also insanely catchy. Starting off by going, "Rome wasn't built in a day," really sets the tone. Like, one, he's bringing up the Roman Empire, which is such a manly thing to do, but also it explains his entire plan, taking over the TV station not in a day, but over a longer period of time. I also love how visceral he is in the verses, like he's conniving and planning out his attacks alongside his vocals, before just popping off anytime the chorus hits. When he shouts, "Brighter," I feel pumped up, and I just want to jam out. Does it help that in both choruses he's absolutely serving it with his dance moves and his style? Yes. Am I maybe a tad bit desperate for him when he's doing the JoJo posing in the second chorus? 100%, I'm sorry, I like a twink. I just appreciate Vox getting a song where we fully see into his psyche, we understand this character completely, and it all clicks into place on how he got to where he was now. And because his song is just so catchy, I can't help but feel like I fall into his cult as well. Feels bad for all his followers who got zapped when the TV fell on his head. Turns out if you kill everyone working at the TV station, you also kill off the health and safety team. We're officially at my top 3, and starting us off, we have Losing Streak, performed by Blake Roman. Episode 6 featured my favourite B-plot of the season, with a focus on the relationship forming between Angel and Husk. But I don't think anybody saw an Angel song coming in that episode, nor did anyone expect to see Angel in flawless drag. La corona es tuya. She's got charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, and Blake Roman decided to flex on everyone in the cast by showcasing a vocal range that none of us thought he had. His high tones are on full display throughout Losing Streak, and I can't help but applaud. From the moment Angel turns his head and we hear Keith David as Husk just scream his name, I knew we were in for a turning point for the pair. And that's further emphasized in that little shot at the end of the first chorus, where Angel just looks in Husk's direction and the cat hasn't looked away once. You can see his heart beginning to defrost in real time. And that's not even taking into account that the lyrics to the song, while they could apply to anyone in the casino, are very clearly targeting Husk. Dead inside, 'cause you know it's all pretend. Close your eyes, 'cause you're going off the deep end again. That's exactly how Husk felt when he came back to the casino, but having someone like Angel call him out on that, and then combined with their conversation post-song, it's exactly what Husk needed to stave off the gambling addiction. Something I love about Losing Streak as a song though is its use of silence in the instrumental, especially in the second chorus with the pauses in the music during "You're living for the rush, for that royal flush, but the next best thing will do." It combines with the visuals and the spotlight turning off and on, and even on its own stands as a really fun musical choice for the song. I also love that this is the first time we've seen Angel Dust perform where he actively feels like himself. This doesn't seem like the type of job where Val is under his neck, pressuring him. He actually seemed to have fun dressing up and getting sidetracked. But we know Angel Dust has a sister, maybe they shared a bit of the old makeup during life. Some people say that rather than Angel performing, it's Anthony performing. And I love how even without the visuals, you can hear that in the music and the vocals itself. This is Angel's best song so far, and while I know we got Loser Baby in Season 1, I am very much looking forward to a duet between him and Husk where they both lean on the more emotional, serious side of things. Please, Vivzy, you can't make us wait 2 years to deal with the Husker Dust fallout. At number 2, we have Serra's Confession. When I told you that Serra became one of the best characters in this show, this song is what you have to thank for it. Serra went from somewhat interesting as a leader in heaven to a conflicted soul who, despite being in heaven as a seraphim, feels like she needs to find her own redemption for her actions. I've always loved musical numbers where characters have to confront their own sins. Reflecting inwards is tough, but through the power of song, those internal conflicts can be given form, and in regards to Serra, her confession ends up being so fascinating as a result. Now, Patina Miller nails Serra's vocals here. I especially love the lyrics, "I feel no wiser than when I commanded the slaughter of those sons and daughters. How can I be sure I don't repeat more massacre based on mistaken conceit?" It already shows a level of growth from Serra that she now sees the sinners as sons and daughters. She's already beginning to blur the lines between what a sinner is and what a winner is, and this is while Liz Calloway as the Speaker of God is popping off with the background vocals. It's so good. The Speaker of God's lyrics effectively amount to, "I can't make the choice for you, you've got to make the choice yourself." There's no judgment from the speaker. After all, every transgression must serve as a lesson. Yesterday you drew sorrow, what will you do tomorrow? But the most powerful line she utters happens while Serra is worried about the threat of hell combing through her options, and the speaker hits her with this. "You can't know though time flows on, so you must bear the cross bestowed upon you." That line is so raw. "You must bear the cross bestowed upon you." Speaker of God, I wasn't familiar with your game. And then that last verse from Serra ends the song perfectly, setting up the rest of her arc for the season. "If souls from damnation can earn their salvation and find their forgiveness on high, how do I?" With the way the two vocalists harmonize and blend together with their lyrics across the track, it creates a song with such a powerful amount of impact. It's so deserving of a top 2 finish, with only one song for me beating it out. God, I'm so fucking predictable. Yes, the YouTuber with a cat furry profile picture has Husk's Love in a Bottle song as my favorite from season 2. In other news, Water is Wet and Hazbin characters say fuck. Firstly, I am so happy that we got a Keith David solo performance. While I love him in the ensemble songs, and his Loser Baby duet from season 1 is still my favorite song from Hazbin, I was waiting for them to take advantage of his smooth, jazzy voice all for himself. In fact, Sam Haft, one of the composers on the soundtrack, mentioned that he got to go to Keith David's actual house to watch Keith practice the song on piano, and that's so fucking cool! Love in a Bottle took us on a journey across Husk's addiction and his own sins. A lot of people have made the comparison that Love in a Bottle is this season's Poison, but for Husk, while Losing Streak later in the episode was this season's Loser Baby, but with Angel, and I really love that for them if that's the case. The song starts with Husk feeling melancholic. "You know, it's been such a long time since I've been out on my own. Bittersweet to be so free and so alone." It really shows that yearning for a connection that Husk feels deep down, that he doesn't feel he deserves. I'm curious to know what brought him to that point in his past that he closed off all his emotions, but it's been so fun to see him open up to Angel even if it ends in current tragedy at the end of the season. Then we hit the chorus, and the Huskettes, as they've been lovingly called, provide the most heavenly jazzy background notes for the song. Lily Cooper, Kimiko Glenn, and Christina Alabado, who play Velvet, Nifty, and Cherry respectively, are the female vocalists here, and they are stunning together. I love that the first half of the song has this quiet confidence to it. Husk is strutting around the casino like he owns the place, because at one point he did. It is his old casino before he lost everything to Alistair. You can see it throughout the theming. Also love the visual gags with these slot machines, one showing Loser Baby, and the other showing the heads of Charlie, Alistair, and Angel respectively, when Husk is talking about things that he's been overthinking. The best moment of the song though, and I can't help it, I'ma sing it, is... La 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 love is in the eyes of the beholder. Gin never lies or fucks you over. It goes down the same every time you need someone to hand your chips. Go all in and abandon ship. You're jumping for the water and it's all 100 proof. This entire sequence is animated to perfection. It's dreamlike. The neons, the lack of color blocking so everything is wireframed, with the interspersed memories of Husk's drinkscapades in the background before everything turns to shit. It really tells his story. And yet, even as he begins his losing streak, I love that the casino workers still hold him on a clear high regard. They don't shout at him, they don't attack him, they don't take any of his anger personally, they just do their jobs and stop him before he can go any further down. It ends with that final verse where Husk is drunken, filled with rage and annoyance. The lyrics are growled out when he says, "Can't have love when it comes in a bottle," followed by, "I don't need nothing that's not from a bottle." It spells out the reality. He doesn't believe he's worthy of love. He doesn't believe he's worthy of being cared for. Another round. And that's my list. That is all of the Season 2 Hazbin Hotel songs ranked and on the tier list. You can see it on screen now. Whether you agree with it or not is completely up to you. Music is subjective, taste is subjective, but I hope you guys understand why I have ranked them the way that I have. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to parry that subscribe button and let me know down below what you want to see me do next. I want to give a shout out to my YouTube channel members for supporting me for another month. It's $4.99, you get early access to certain videos, you get a shout out in the description and at the end of videos as well, and you get some extra special Let's Plays that are just for you. And if you want to follow me, I have a Blue Sky, I have a Twitch, I have a Discord, and I stream every week here on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Adios.